Welcome back to Inside Sources. In this second segment today, we want to look at the question, what should Mr. President do going forward with the intervention of Mr. Donald Trump, the President of the United States? So I'm engaging two important experts, strategists, and analysts to help us sort out the issues. Returning back to Inside Sources, I have here with me to my immediate right, Dr. David Okoro, security strategist. Doctor, welcome back to Inside Sources.
Thank you.
All right. And to my far right, also returning back to Inside Sources for quite a while now, Mr. Adamu Gaba II, global affairs analyst and an APC chieftain. Adamu, welcome back to Inside Sources.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, actually, yes.
So let's start with you.
Okay.
You know, I want you to look at the political dimension. You are a politician, but you are also a global affairs analyst. What do you think the president should do going forward? You have a situation where this matter of the killings in the country has become a global concern. The man that has the biggest microphone in the world, Mr. Donald Trump, has spoken about it. What should the president do?
Thank you for asking this question. I think from my own perspective is that we have to really look at our internal assets properly and reorganize ourselves. First and foremost, by stop denying the obvious, because the issue of genocide has been established by the US. If Nigeria refused to do so, they have done their fact-finding and have established. In fact, just yesterday, a resolution was passed in the Congress that they condemn what Nigeria is doing. Right. And at the same time, they also supported what Donald Trump has done for designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern. So in this case, we have a responsibility to reorganize ourselves, accept these our weaknesses, accept also the weaknesses that is happening within our intelligence and security architecture, and then work jointly, responsibly with the United States government to see that we take ownership of the issue and then take the driver's seat to fix the problem. But the situation whereby we kept denying the obvious, it is only going to exacerbate the situation that may go beyond our control. And if you check, we have international assets. Like even within the government, we have one big boy opinion that we don't amplify. And that's that of the Senate President. The Senate President was vehemently against the situation. If you notice, he was consistently saying we don't want to infuriate Donald Trump further. Yeah, it makes sense.
And his deputy said, what do you mean?
So look at the deputy. The response of the deputy secretary was reckless. You can't have America on your tail. Nobody wants America as his enemy. Even the superpowers like the China and the Russia, they don't want America as enemy. So we don't need to attract the wrath of the superpower. So what we need to do is to conciliate them. We avoid this confrontational approach by leveraging on collaborative approach to see that we bring the end of this issue.
Dr. David, you are a security strategist, and I wanted to pose to you a strategic question, you know, in your opening comments, if you can accommodate it. To what extent do you think we need to use the kinetic approach to just go ahead and destroy these people? We have inside information that there has been a contention between our military chiefs and some of the political appointees. Why the military chiefs have been saying that, look, let's take out this guy. You know, it was even in the press at the point that Bello Toji, they had him in their range, but they got our word to stand down. So as a strategic expert yourself, as a strategist in security matters, isn't it time to just, first of all, silence these people? What's your view?
Well, thank you for having me. I think that it's a pretty straightforward problem. What Donald Trump is saying is not that he's going to come and invade Nigeria tomorrow. He says that there are security problems in Nigeria that have a capacity to affect the other parts of the world, and that the Nigerian government doesn't seem to be doing enough to address it over a long time. And he says, if you don't address these issues, we will come in and help you to address it. And that then takes me back to some of the problems that we have, which you brought on. The Office of the National Security Advisor seemed to have taken this issue of non-kinetic or negotiation to a national security policy level. That now, instead of using the strong arm of government, you have a military for goodness sake because of times like this.
Right.
And the military are not known for negotiation. The military fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you hear of war college.
Yeah.
So the military fight. That's their responsibility to defend the territorial integrity of a country. And in defending territorial integrity of a country, it's not done through non-kinetic or negotiation. There is a level for non-kinetic, but there's also a level for kinetic. The kind of situation we have in Nigeria requires the strong arm of government. In a situation where some group of people not only kill people, they have shot down at least 2 military aircrafts. In Zamfara State, some years back, I can't put my finger on the actual year, they shot down these same people you call bandits. They shot down a fighter jet, a military fighter jet during the government of Buhari. Under this government, in 2023, August, some bandits in the Kotagora area, that area in Niger State, yes, they ambushed specially trained. There are some group of in the military that are special forces, right? They are specialty. Just you talk about Navy SEALs. Right. Nigeria had people that were trained as rangers. They were ambushed and killed. About 22 of them or so. Wow. And when an aircraft was sent to go and evacuate their bodies, that aircraft was also shot down by bandits, and the bandits went straight to the aircraft and killed those who were surviving there. Right. And when that happened, the Niger State governor was levied with rage. He came to Abuja to ask for the military support to crush those forces. Thereafter, he went to the villa, and he came out of the villa and granted a press statement in which he was saying that we will not use force, we will negotiate. And 3 days after that, the vice president also came out and said, this kind of activities is not going to be done by kinetic, we'll use non-kinetic means. And by the way, what do you mean by non-kinetic means? Non-kinetic...
After they shamed the entire nation.
The entire nation, they killed your military forces, they desecrated them, and you are talking of negotiation.
And they made a show of it.
They made a show of it. So when you are saying to me whether Nigeria should use a force or non-kinetic, non-kinetic actually means agriculture, employment generation. That government provides social services, that government provides infrastructure, that government provides employment. Those are non-kinetic. Non-kinetic does not mean negotiation. And in a situation where you have a country where there are military, you have bandits coming for meetings, and in those meetings there are soldiers, there are police and all that, and bandits come with very sophisticated military equipment to come and negotiate. It's like rubbing to your face that your country is gone. So the question, the point I want to make is the president needs the courage. You need to exert that courage, that he is the supreme commander. He's the commander-in-chief of the Nigeria Armed Forces. They are called armed forces not because they are negotiators.
Exactly.
Because if we want negotiators, then let's scrap the army and set up a negotiation
and
team.
we are spending every day. Over 12% of the current budget is for the security.
The military, Nigerian military, I know, are ready to do their job. But then there's the political component that have all other considerations, ethnic, politics, and all sorts. They are bringing that on the table. And so the soldiers know what to do, but they are told not move.
What you want to do.
So going back to the question you asked, globally, when you have a national crisis like this, you have the military in the front. And that's what Trump is saying. Either you use your own military. Trump is not saying they are going to come and negotiate. They say they are going to come and use the American strong arm. So you better use it. Yes. So for me, I think that we should support the president across party line. Whether you are APC, PDP, or whatever, we must support this president. Whether we are Christian, Muslim, whatever, we must support this president to instruct his military to ensure that they take that step we need to deliver this country. Do you know why you are talking about negotiation or not? This insecurity thing is spreading. The last time we are aware of activities of terrorists, they've taken over most of Kwara State. They are in Udo and Osun State, Edo North, Kogi State. We're in trouble. So we're not even talking about Zamfara now. We're not talking of Northwest or Northeast. We are talking about this thing creeping into the other part of the country. Lagos is not far away, or your state is not far away. And we are talking of negotiation. And what negotiation does is that instead of ensuring that you disrupt the operations of these criminals, you fertilize them. You give them enough room to recruit. to acquire more equipment and weapons and spread to other parts of the country, whereas you are supposed to take every step to disrupt their activities and degrade them.
Absolutely. Adamu, how do you come in on the question of negotiation? It seems that we have to really speak to Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, the NSA, to rethink this idea of negotiating. I know that his office has denied, paying ransom and all of that, but there is a very strong buzz in this town and across this country that those bandits are being treated with kid gloves. So what's your take?
You see, the problem is the factor of negotiation, or I can say the non-kinetic approach, has been on, I think, since 2016, with the former President Muhammadu Buhari, when it started in the Northeast after the decimated Boko Haram, some of the so-called repentant Boko Harams.
The
radicalization, some DDRRR policy, that's what they call it. So they started doing this kind of policy to see that they have accepted and then assimilated them into the society. But then we need to look at the dynamics. Is it really successful? Does it really deliver the right result? Now, in a case where you have irregular, unconventional warfare, non-kinetic approach is a part, but non-kinetic approach only comes to play when you diminish the terror to the level whereby the threats is not against the national security. But when you look at the direction and the empowerment that these terrorists are getting, as highlighted by Dr. David Okoro, we started from Northeast, we moved to North Central, Northwest, now we're moving to the South. Kwara is already, on the... So when you look at this, you see a full-scale insurgency. So when you have a full-scale insurgency, now you need to look at the underlying factor driving this insurgency. Yes, there are some social issues associated with this, but these social issues has been built over time. Now there are so many children that were young when this insurgency starts, and now they have grown so mature that the only thing they know is this killing. So how do you expect to conciliate these ones to accept a normal society when they grow in a society where it's only bombs that guarantee their safety? So what you do is you have to deploy a massive amount of forces to diminish them significantly, that it has gone to the point whereby it is not a threat to national security. As I'm talking to you now, we are even moving away from national security to regime security. And that's a very serious threat. So what we do is that we have to push back into the national security, diminish them from where they are. Then the small patches that remain, that are willingly express the need for true repentance and also wanting to really join the society, then you assimilate them. And even the assimilation is a whole lot of program. You can't assimilate someone in the society that radicalizing. Maybe you have to find another program where you show them to another place to, just disrupt their own chains. But as it is now, you keep conciliating them. We sometimes even blame the office of the National Security Advisor, but then you look at state governors too. There are so many state governors that came out and said that we call these bandits and we negotiate with them. You see a state governor sitting in the same place, or some state official sitting in the same place with the bandits carrying weapons in the name of negotiation. What are you negotiating with somebody who has guns and he is willing to come and kill you? So this is a very serious problem. And then you give them money in the name of trying to conciliate them. And these are the monies they use to get emboldened to come back and kill more. In a proverbial case where you have Vikings in the 10th century, where the kings of Wessex seems to partner with them, he keeps giving them what they need, they get emboldened until they come and overrun the entire English kingdom. So this is exactly the situation we're facing now. So we need to really, really allow the military to do their job, since it has now become a full-scale insurgency.
Okay, I want to put a question on the table for both of you. As we conclude this conversation, there's a video that has gone viral, of Ajia Najatu Ahmed, who said that he had a conversation with the president, and the president said that, well, I don't have a plan for the North problem, because, they may even kill me. Now, that insinuates, we've not had a response from the villa. I don't know whether it's necessary, but that insinuates that the president is afraid. How do you read the body language of this president when it comes to courage? And how much of it have we seen in the way that is handling this matter, or how much of it should we see? Let's start with...
I think that video was was not a recent video.
Yeah, but it's just
not a recent video. Yeah, I've seen it before. But let me say this. 2023, a day before the president was sworn in, I was invited to a big a network, a national TV like this, and asked to set a security agenda for the president. My concern was that because the security situation in the East can be handled, the one in the South is being handled. Can it be handled? Southwest, not much is happening there, but the North is an entrenched insecurity economy, where you have a crime economy that is entrenched. It's a whole economy, and it has backers. It has strong people.
Very strong backers.
There are people that fund the insecurity in the North. There are people that supports it. There are people that fertilize it. There are people that benefit from it. So when you want to fight that, I was asking, does the president have the courage? Will he be able to muster the courage to confront these people? And particularly at a time when we are moving close to an election. I'm not even talking about taking out killing the president. That shouldn't be an issue because he's well protected with all the resources of the nation. But the political consequence, is he ready to face it? But just to say whether he likes it or not, where we are now, with the threat of America, he has no other excuse or have no escape but to do what is needful. And that's why I said, as a nation, as a people, we then need to support him to do what he needs to do. Now, as a commander-in-chief, we are in war. He needs to move his men, and he needs the support of everybody to be able to do that. So I want to posit that what is required is for the support of the people. The president shouldn't be afraid because posterity will remember him for this moment. He is the supreme commander.
Last word, Adamu Gaba, quickly.
One good thing again is that our military have very good experience of fighting in the Sahel, more than the US military. That is why when they came to Liberia, they couldn't do it. They have to invite Nigerian military to help them. Similarly, in Sierra Leone, they have to invite Nigerian military to help them. So Nigerian military is actually very efficient in fighting, but then we need tactical and intelligence support so that we can deal.
But do you think the president has enough courage?
Yes, I think the president have enough.
Do they have an option? But before you go off, I just want to say that the Nigerian military know what to do. Give them the responsibility, give them a free hand. They will do it. We don't need Americans to come and help us.
Exactly.
Nigerians can protect and defend Nigerians. So the president should take responsibility and give the instruction, and it will be done.
Thank you so much. And I agree that I will be surprised if this man is not courageous. You know, whatever you say about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I think you cannot take away his courage. And Mr. President, you know, the time has come for you to show us that you are indeed a man of courage. And like Dr. Okoro said, there's no option on the table.
There's no option. The commander-in-chief.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Adamu Gaba and Dr. David Okoro, for your analysis and for your contribution. And thank you for coming to Inside Sources.
Thank you very much for having us. I appreciate it.